guys, welcome back to Poevember. That's hashtag Poevember25. Make sure that you are following the hashtag so you can see all the stuff that I'm making, everybody else is making here on YouTube, and on Instagram. People are making some really cool things and you don't want to miss out. So today is day 11. The prompt for day 11 is Veil, and it also is the start of our new block of Poe poems. Say that like 10 times fast. The Conqueror Worm. The Conqueror Worm is the poem that we are starting today, and I am going to read it for you guys here without further ado. The Conqueror Worm by Edgar Allan Poe, published in 1843. Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years, an angel throng bewinged bedight in veils and drowned in tears. Sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly, mere puppets they who come and go. At bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings, invisible woe. That motley drama, oh be sure, it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth into the self-same spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror the soul of the plot. But see amid the mimic root a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rise from out the scenic solitude. It rise, with mortal pangs, the mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs and human gore imbued. Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form the curtain of funeral pall comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy, man, and its hero, the Conqueror Worm. And that's The Conqueror Worm, you guys, by Edgar Allan Poe. And you guys, this one is fun. Also not, because it's got a gross worm in it. But it's fun because it's a story about angels watching a play about the lives of man, and they're being devoured by the Conqueror Worm, who in this case would be like death. And at the end of it, it's saying that like death is the hero of the play because it's like what's happening in life. It's very, it's not a positive spin on life, but essentially it's like the men who are the mimes in the story are like just going about their daily lives. They're descending into madness as they rush around every day, and then they get devoured by death in the end. And that's the Conqueror Worm. And it's actually a really good poem. Not one of his more popular ones for obvious reasons. It's not romantic whatsoever. In fact, it's downright cynical when you get to the end of it. But I guess the nice thing about the poem is that the angels pity the plight of man and everything they're going through. What am I making? Let me look. So, okay, I remember. The prompt today was Veil. So I am making a pull-out veiled page, mostly because I wanted to do something interactive, because I've been trying to incorporate as much interactive stuff into this book just for the funsies, but also because I wanted to do something thin on the front side of this page, because I had done something so thick on the back side of the last page. So to keep there from being like unnecessary bulk bowing out the middle of the signatures, I'm going to do something thinner on this side and then do the bulky stuff on the back, and probably repeat that pattern for the rest of the book because I have made this choice, unless I decide to balance out the next page a little bit more evenly among the two. But because I don't want there to be a big chunky section in between two signatures, because that would put straight on the signatures and make the stuff move weird and stuff like that. So that's why we're doing something that's like fun, interactive, but also fairly flat, all things considering. Although I will say, I put tape on everything as a preparation thing. I did not need tape on everything, and I have to come back and like reconcile that at some point because there's so much tape in places it does not need to be. So yeah, I had to work around that. I ended up just sticking tape to tape at some point because there was like, you know, too prepared is sometimes a thing, and I was absolutely too prepared today, which is funny because all the other days I've just been winging it. But this one was like a fairly straightforward concept to me, so it was just sort of a matter of putting everything together. So I was like trying to make these as quick as possible because I don't want them to drag on too long. But whatever. So anyways, if you were watching yesterday's video, you will be pleased to know that I record these voiceovers in blocks when I record these videos, like when I mass make like this. So I remember what I was talking about. And what I was saying was that I have all this stuff going on. I have all this stress going on right now. And I told myself to alleviate that stress and to make this whole challenge easier for me, I was going to do what most people are doing, which is like block the poems together in like one video. So like do 5 different things in one video and then 5 more things in the next video and be like, here's the things I made for the last 5 days, so that it's a little bit easier on me and I didn't have to do all this recording and editing and voiceovers and stuff like that. No. I didn't choose to do that. In fact, from the very beginning, when I started recording, I recorded last year, where I was like, we're doing one prompt, one video at a time. Let's go, boy. And here we are. And it's honestly not super bad. It's just because I have this incredible time crunch where I have to get a bunch of videos done before I leave for this wedding, which I have not left yet as of the time of this recording. As of the time of this video, I will still not have left yet. But because I have to do all these things before I go, because when I come back, I know I'm going to be tired, and then I got to get like ready to go back to work, do the laundry, all that stuff. Also, just the way that this typing has played out, I have to do a potluck dish the night before I return back to work. So like I have to make sure that I have the energy to do that as well. Thankfully, I only opted in to do mashed potatoes because I am a vegetarian and I like potatoes, and potatoes are easy. But what am I saying? So I added all this extra stress because I have to have enough videos done so that by the time I get back, I still have a couple videos to cover the couple of days where I'm like recovering from being out of town because I am sickly and lack the energy to do things. So yeah, I have to have like a cushion of videos for even after I come back, because it wouldn't be so bad if I only had to have the videos for the exact amount of time I was gone, but I'm probably gonna have to do that plus the 5 days after when I get back, because I don't know, like I'll come back, I'll go to work, I gotta make fucking dish, we got potluck on the day that I have to catch up and do all my work from like a week, and which means nothing is going to get done, which is extra frustrating. And then I only have like 3 days of my week left to do everything else for my job. So like there's just a lot of stress I'm adding into this month. Thankfully though, once I come back, I'll have that 3-day window of work, and then I'm back on the weekend where I'm back to recording and can wrap up the rest of the stuff. And then because in America we have Thanksgiving holiday coming up the following week, I only have to work like 3.5 days, I think. No, 3 days. 2.5 days. Yes, before we're out for the holiday again. So I'll have more time to rest and recover and record. So by the end of the month, I'll be fine. I'll be zooming through these like no problem. But right now, I'm just top loading everything, and I made it more complicated for myself by deciding that I should make daily videos. And the only person I have to blame for that is myself. There's no one else I have to blame for that whatsoever. And I'm not even mad about it, honestly. I'm more mad that I have to go to work is really the thing, because if I could take another day off, I would. I absolutely would take the day off before I leave for work. But as it is, I will be working all the way up until I get picked up to go. So I have to do a half day of work on the same day that I'm leaving to go to this wedding. So, yeah, that's on PTO. I don't ration my PTO because I am in the you never know what'll happen tomorrow club. Despite my boss telling us all that we need to save as much PTO for the rollover for next year, I was like, I could die tomorrow, so I'm using mine today. That's how I live when it comes to PTO and corporate things, because I don't like being told what to do by my boss or anybody. I might have an issue with authority. But I definitely don't trust somebody who's like thinking in the best interest of the corporation. You know what I mean? So like, there's part of that too where I'm like, it would only benefit you if I don't use my PTO. I will in fact be using it because we're accruing PTO at our jobs now. Before we would just get like a a lump amount of PTO like deposited into our account at the beginning of the year. Now we have to accrue it via every paycheck, which is fate worse than death if you are chronically ill and need a day off, but you have to wait until you get paid to recover. Because that's when we get like time loaded on our accounts, which is baloney. But in regards to how I am like utilizing this PTO, I'm taking it every time I get a freaking day. Every time I see the day get loaded in there completely, then I'm like, all right, let's go. We're off, buddy, because the future is not promised, which I guess is the lesson from the Conqueror Worm, right? Is that we don't know what'll happen, and I'm not saving my PTO so the corporation can save some money. You know what I mean? Like, if I die tomorrow and I have 6 weeks of PTO in there because I took your advice to not use it, then like I'm a fool, not you. So that's how I operate, and that's how things are. And then this page came out pretty cool. I could have maybe talked more about that, but I didn't. I talked about myself because I am nothing if not consistent. And yeah, we got some of these words. These words were on my Patreon. They were Patreon reward, and I believe that they're available for purchase in the Patreon shop. I don't remember, but that's the end of the video. So yeah, look at what I made. It's really cool. I hope you like it. I hope you are enjoying #Poevember 25. Come back tomorrow and see what we do for day 12. And until then, guys, happy crafting. I appreciate your faces, and goodbye.